Okay guys, we're back out on the bank. Come to a new venue for me. It's a 90-acre reservoir. I'll tell you a bit more about it in a minute. We've got the bivvy and we're doing the night. I've never actually night fished for pike before. It's currently 8 degrees and it's supposed to stay quite warm tonight, so that's good. And yeah, so hopefully there's some really big pike in here, up to nearly 30 pounds, so yeah, quite excited, a bit nervous as well, like, you know, but yeah, so I've got a bit more of a carpy setup than a pike setup. I'll have to get some of the pike indicators, but I've put the bobbins nice and low and we're fishing straight out in front. We've got left hand rod about 30 yards out on a mackerel, and just to the right we've got a roach. There was some cormorants and some grebes out in front of me diving before, so that's a good sign that there's some bait fish here. And fingers crossed, I think we've got about 15 foot of water. So yeah, so we're fishing a almost 90-acre reservoir. We're down at the dam end, typically the sort of deeper end. I think it's 50 foot over the other side there. Like I said, where I am, I think I've got about 15 foot, about 30 yards out. So yeah, both the rods out. It's a club lake and I'm not allowed to talk about the venue, so that's also why the comments are disabled. So if you do have any comments on any, I don't know, tactics, equipment, whatever, anything other than the venue, then yeah, just put them in another one of my videos and I'll answer any questions there. Yeah, so that's just the reason why it is. So I went for a walk yesterday on the Llangollen Canal, but down the other end, more kind of thinking like sort of Nantwich way. And yeah, took me little 1.7 gram lure rod and a spinner and just me net, some forceps. And yeah, was walking along, just doing it like walk the dog style, which to be honest I've never caught a fish doing that. Not that I've done it a lot, but never have. And every lock and bridge we got to, I had 4 or 5 casts, and then we carried on walking the dog kind of thing. And on the way back, yeah, nearly at the car, and yeah, we had a pike. So I finally caught a pike. It was a really good scrap, especially on that rod. I thought it was a lot bigger, but yeah, really enjoyable and just nice to catch a fish as well. So hopefully today we can get something much bigger. I'll just put that little footage in now. Okay guys, so it's just walking along like walk the dog style with a little spinner, and we've had this little fellow, finally a pike for the channel, a fish for the channel, and another species for the year. Let's pop him back now. Oof, he's away. Yeah, so fingers crossed we can get something bigger, but I'm sort of treating the trip as a bit of a recce as well. I've been for a walk round, sort of probably about a third. It is, like I said, nearly 90 acres, so I walked around about a third. Tomorrow when I pack up, although it's give rain all day tomorrow, it's packing away in the rain is not the one, is it? But I can probably fish till about tea time, and then but I might pack up a little bit earlier and have a walk round, because I plan to come back here. There's some nice carp, bream, roach, so yeah, in the warmer weather might come back and target those fish. I've woke up to a very misty morning and I got a bit of a new problem with all the rain. That is, I've just stepped out and nearly went flying straight away. If I get a fish, I'm gonna be on my backside. I can see it now. Well, the forecast was right, rain all day, so looks like I'm packing away wet gear. I've just redone the rods. The left hand rod I've changed over to a roach, but what I've done is I've injected it with some air to pop it up, so it's sitting the length of the trace, which is about 18 inches nearly, and the right hand rod has got a herring on and I've injected that with some oil, and I've moved it a bit more over to the right hand side of the swim, sort of this way, in slightly shallower water. Just try something different. Well, unfortunately that was another blank. It'd give rain all day, and I'm back out fishing at another venue, by the way. I'm looking at me floats, that's why I keep looking left and right. But yeah, it'd give it rain all day, and at about 2 o'clock it stopped raining. I started sort of slowly packing up, and I thought, I just didn't feel like it was going to happen. Oh, fish just swirled in front of me. Wonder if that was a pike. Might have to put one of the baits out there. Anyway, yeah, it didn't feel like it was going to happen, and I felt like my time was better spent having a look around the lake. Like I said, it's 90 acres. I only saw a very, very small part of it, and yeah, so I went round, had a look at all the where the car park areas are and things, so for future trips, you know, I know where I'm going, etc. So yeah, hopefully that's better time spent. Also bumped into a couple of bailiffs and just chatting to them, and yeah, well, definitely pike fishing, but also the other sort of your bream, roach and carp and stuff. When it warms up, I'll definitely be back for a bit of that. So anyway, yeah, basically I need to catch a fish, so I've had 3 blanks in 5 sessions. Whereas last January I did 4 sessions and I never blanked once. So yeah, licking me wounds a bit. But anyway, I put some footage of the venue. They're smaller pike in here, but hopefully we can get one. Yeah, so I've just popped down. I work nights, so I've got up, chucked the gear in the car, minimal gear, and we've just come down for a couple of hours before it goes dark. To be honest, I'm tired from the weekend, and all my gear is in a bit of a state from all the mud and stuff after all the rain. So, but tomorrow it's pouring again, so I thought if I don't come now I'll be kicking myself. So yeah, so we're down for a couple of hours. So just moved the right hand rod into open water. There was a fish swirled, I'm pretty sure it was a pike, and there's a couple of silvers topping as well out, so just move that one there, see what happens. Yes guys, it's worked. Got a fish on here. Let's hit that one. You're only a babby. I just thought if I twitch it back 2 turns of the 2 turns of the handle, just to cover a bit more water. And it went. Yes, a fish. No, it's only small. Okay guys, I know he's tiny, but I'm chuffed to bits with that. Plan works. I've got the rod back out while I rested him in the net, and yeah, because we're only here for a couple of hours. But yeah, I thought rather than let it sit there, I'll just do 2 turns of the reel and pause for a minute, and then 2 turns of the reel, and I did that on I think the second or the third one. It went, so let's get him back and we'll try that tactic again, just searching out more water. Well happy with that. He's kicking in the net there, he's ready to go back. So, back home now. You may have noticed in the middle of the fish in the reservoir, I went sort of from the evening to the morning with nothing or no update. I did actually do an update, but I've lost the video footage somehow. Anyway, basically what happened is I don't really fish that club that I've joined very often, and I went through the rule book just to make sure that I was, clear on everything, because there's a lot of rules in the two clubs I'm in. Just wanted to make sure that I was definitely, okay, and good job I did, because I didn't realise, but there's no night fishing for pike. So I brought the rods in. Thank God I read that. Brought the rods in and got a good kip, and then started to fish in the morning. But anyway, just wanted to cover that and reason for that. Just those two fish, one on the canal and one from the other water on the club ticket. So the title of the video, the best baits for catching pike. Now, I'm not a very experienced pike angler. I feel, especially this year, I feel like, last year I had really good years, very lucky, catching some cracking fish. And for me, in my opinion, I don't think anyone can argue that live bait is by far the best way to fish for pike, certainly for numbers. But obviously at this time of year, it's catching the live baits can be just as hard as catching the pike. So dead baits does seem to pick out the bigger fish, going against lures. But I think with the lures, it's not as simple as just chucking out and winding in. There's so much to lure fishing, and when you see and listen to the people who do it a lot, fair play, it is a really complicated part of the sport, and their knowledge is incredible and makes a big difference. And also, like any other fish, pike aren't stupid, and they're going to wise up to things. So if drop shotting, is being used a lot, they get used to things like that. And, so for me, somewhere in the middle would be a wobble dead bait, or like I did, just dragging it back with the float suspended about 4 foot down, and just that movement, and it worked. And it's worked for me in the past. I've done that sort of thing in the past. I don't do it often. I think I'm probably going to do it a bit more. I think the only thing I wouldn't do it, and with the river, I'm always a bit worried about the disturbance you make in the small little slacks that you're fishing in. So I'm not sure about that. But yeah. Anyway, as ever with fishing, it's never that simple, and there's plenty to learn. So that's my thinking, that, definitely a moving live bait is the best. Or if you're very good at lure fishing, you can replicate that, but I'm not. Hopefully that's not too much of a waffle and people can take something from that. I'm just chuffed to have caught a couple of fish, to be honest. I know they're not big, but, at this time of year, yeah, I'm happy to have caught some fish. And, so be back out. We'll be trying again. Not really sure, but hope, as ever, that everyone else is doing well in their fishing or enjoying the comfort of their home in the cold. And tight lines in your own fishing, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Bye now.